All right, good. So we completed this 1 month of Metta Bhavana. Mm. And it's an eye opening for many of you, and also for me too, actually. And for all your participation, I mean, all these things, it will be great gain for you in future. Then these things will be very helpful in your endeavor in this mental development and also in samsara. Mm. Mm. So, I would like to say sadhu to all of you and also thank you all for being my guinea pigs. For being my guinea pigs, right? Because truly I never touched metta before, you know. I thought metta just 1 or 2% or 3%, a few percent, once in a while, not in a group in this way. I wanted to do a retreat of metta, you know. I've been thinking of it for some time, some years actually, you know, but then I don't have really have a chance to do it. But since right now, since here, we can only do it in this way. Yeah? But anyway, it's still a good gain. It's still a great gain for a lot of you, and also a lot of for me too. Because to me, also I gain experience of how to, you know, although I know how to practice, although I know how to develop the metta, but that is I'm looking on my own only. Yeah, I'm looking it from my perspective only. I'm not looking from the perspective of people or others. So with that 1 month, also I gained a lot of experience with from all of you. So that also is good for me. Yeah. I'm sure this for many of us, it opens up our idea about metta. Sometimes we have a very simplified idea about metta. You know? We think of metta of something very superficial. Whereas when we able to develop it, we find that this metta, it can go quite deep. And many of us also feel satisfied with our development, which is good because that satisfaction will give rise to confidence or faith or saddha. And that saddha is so important for us to push ourselves further and further into the this mental development. So that is great. And also for the past 1 month, especially for the first 2 weeks, and then my two helpers, Sister Hunling and Sister Wheeling, has been very helpful in organizing and managing the all your names and list of your names and all the nitty gritty and all the interview and so on. They have done all this work of some of you are changing dates and extension and cutting short and all these type of things. And so they've been helping me. Without them, also I will get a lot of stress if I do it alone. So very helpful, and I truly, sincerely thank you for all their effort. They have put into it. So it's great that all of you that were participated, whether you participated for 10 days or 15 days or 18 days or up to like 30 days, which is wonderful. The longer, of course, the better it is. We can see that with this development, you can see that as the yogis go longer, usually about 10 days or 2 weeks later, then you can see that there's some progress that's coming in. one thing that they'll find that generally that they find that the mind actually can calm down. Calm down. Not necessarily all the time. All of us have peaceful or happiness or things like that, But generally, the hindrances getting less. That is good. Because some of us also, I noticed that they may have already gone into even like upachara samadhi. That means at a time where the mind has not affected by the hindrances, at least for a period of time, that we can see that in that period of time, that short period of time, the mind can the metta can flow, the metta can be continuous, the metta can be clear, and yet at the same time, the hindrances are almost zero or zero, which is good because that shows that you're already coming into upachara samadhi. If we got time, we got able to practice further. Who knows? Maybe right until jhana, we can able to go to realize that those jhana or to able to see those jhanas. So, what else? Now, talking about jhana thing, that one, I think I will talk about it on another talk. I will go into much detail onto it because maybe, just maybe, there are some of us wants to go all the way. Upachara samadhi is not enough, or the excess concentration is not enough. You want to go all the way until jhana. Why not? Well, we're going to look into it. We're going to talk about it also. That one in another talk. Now, the next one I want to share also is on the how many the participants and what have they been, how they are the groupings and gender and things like that. And it's good to have a look into this thing because also we can know generally about the minds and also the way how people approach meditation. Let me go to the screen sharing. Okay. Okay, this one, yes. All right. Hey, hold on. Back to meeting. I stop share first. Stop share first. Wait now. Hold on. Okay. All right. Can you all see the chart, the pie chart? Can, Oh, sorry. Hold on. All right. Now, there are two groups in this meditation. There's a group A and group B, okay? Now, of course, we already anticipated that that group B will be definitely more. Yeah? So the group B, you take up a bulk of the group, that means they do about 2 to 8 hours per day. And then the group A, we have this walking, sitting, and then all together 8 or more hours per day. So here we have altogether all the participants that we go through. We have over 83 responses. That means 83 participants for this Metta Bhavana, which is a lot actually. Just to do the interview, that one is, I go almost crazy. And that's why I have to, last week or the previous week, have to have 2 days break. If not, the mind is going to explode. So you have group B making up the bulk. So about 75 participants are in group B, 8 participants in the group A. Yeah. So usually group A, not many of us can able to do it, but for those who are completely free from the work and household duties, and then they could able to do this. So for many of us at home, we cannot able to find more than 8 hours. And 2 hours or so is already, for us, for many of you, is a struggle already. Just to do 2 hours or more. And some of you, even like, for example, from 2 hours, that they increase the time from 2, let's say, to 3 or 4 hours after the first week or second week, because they can squeeze in the time, or they find that the mind can able to settle down. So they put in a little bit more hours into the meditation, which is wonderful. Or perhaps some of us may be like this. Weekdays, because they are working, and then they put about 2 hours per day. And then after that, on the weekends or on the holiday, did we have a holiday? Maybe on the holiday, then they put in on the more hours in the weekends. So roughly we have these responses. About 90% is all in the group B. Okay, so this is on the grouping. So the 3 people doing it, it's it's a big group. Next one, gender. This one also it's also foreseeable already. Every retreat that we go, something like this, the female will have always more than the male. So we have 69 females and 14 male over here. So usually when we go into a retreat, then we always see the percentage of the females is always higher. Why, you may ask? Sometimes all these things I don't ask too much. I ask again and again. Sometimes one of the thing is that is because of I think it's because of the faith. For women is more inclined towards the faith, and then when you have this dharma or these things, they tend to have go into more towards this spiritual path, spiritual development. That also is not only in Buddhism, but also if you go to Christianity, also you find that something like that also. Female also is a lot. So when it comes into a retreat, in the meditation retreat, usually also we'll find about this one. Usually about sometimes 1/4. 1/4 is the male, and 1/4 is the male, and 3/4 is a female. Now this one is even more than 1/4. Less than 1/4, maybe 1/5, maybe. So here is usually the gender response, and also sometimes I think male also, because of have a lot of they have thinking about money and thinking about work and thinking about this one. So not many males are interested in meditation or mental development. So this is what we see over here in the whole this one. Now even with that, sometimes in some of the interview sessions that you had with me, sometimes they are only all female only. Some days they are all females only. Some days then sometimes in the male will come in, because some of us may start a bit later, so up to like end of September or beginning of October only they're starting, and some of us are starting somewhere in the middle of this one. So sometimes, as I said, during interview session, all is female meditators only, or female these participants over here. So this is a gender. So usually when we go into the retreat center, this is what we're going to see. Mostly is the female will occupy most of the place. Okay. Next one. What do we see? Next one is a bit complicated because I just copy and paste from this one. It's a bit difficult to see. But anyway, you don't have to worry about this graph. This graph is just to show you by certain age, got 1 or 2% or 3% or 4%, and then after that they overlap. So it's a bit difficult to see. What I want to show you is this. And the next one. The youngest participant will be 29. The oldest will be up to 77. 76, 77. So here is the participant. So the age here, from 20 to 29, only one participant. Yeah? From 30 to 39, there will be 6. And then 40 to 49, you got 20, 50, 59, you got 14, 60 to 69, 33, 70 to 80 will be, there's 9, which is also is good actually. Now, why the younger age people don't want to meditate? That one, sometimes you got to ask yourself, why younger time you don't want to meditate? That also is maybe will be your own answer. Usually, even in a retreat session, also in the retreat, we do see mostly at around 40 plus. 40 plus, 50, 60. 40 plus because that here, I think because the mind is a bit more mature. More mature, or maybe they see suffering more in their life already. When you are younger, you don't see much of a suffering. You just carry on going day after day, and then, but after some time, you find that it's all not so meaningful just to go day after day, the same old thing. Then after that, you want to find something to do with life. So 40, usually at the 40 start, a lot of them become more acquainted into spirituality. So usually we also do see that in the retreat center also. Now, when it comes to like 50 and 60s, this bulk is a lot. When you have between like 60 to 69, also in the retreat center also, we also see these things also, something like that. Why? Because you're retired lah, because this one retired and got nothing much to do in life, and then you look for some meditation retreat. And also, of course, you got more time for meditation retreat also, if you are inclined into this thing. So 60, 69 is that some of us, or most of us, we are still healthy, in the sense that you can still able to walk, to sit, to eat, to sleep. Not so much of a health problem. A little bit of your blood pressure is high, a little bit of your cholesterol is high, a little bit here and there. That is not a big problem. But here is that generally you're still healthy. Then here we'll make up a bulk of it. Usually up to like for example, 50, 59 also, we will have kind of like towards the end of 57, 58, then after their retirement, they got more time, then they come into a retreat. So that one also, we see that in the physical, this one. So that's why sometimes when I teach retreat, this one, it become like a old folks home, because you left and right, you look at them all like 60, 70, staying for 2 weeks or 3 weeks or 1 month. So which group are you in right now? So look at yourself, which group are you in? And finally, we got to make something more spiritual urgency, getting a little bit more spiritual urgency for us to develop further. So once in a while, we do get people who are above 80. That one above 80 also is a bit difficult, because at times we notice that when you go into a meditation center, most of the meditation center you have to either climb the hill or climb up the staircase. So that also is going to be difficult for a lot of people to meditate, especially when you come into like 80s and so on. Not to say that all cannot, but most of them not so able to do all those things. So therefore, as you get older, then you're going to get less. So make sure that when you have the time, especially like you're in the 50s, 60s, if you have the time, then you try to meditate as best as possible. If you have the time, also if you have in your 20s or 30s, let's say, if you can find the time, if you can find a holiday, then if you possible, then try to make your leave, your leave or your holidays to coincide with certain meditation schedule, and then try to blend it into it, and try to, and only you can have time to for you to meditate. Other than that, very difficult you can able to do any form of meditation. Yeah? So this is what we see from this group of people. Yeah? So you can see that, you see, even like 64 years old here, they're already like 6%. Yeah? So the bulk is around here. Yeah? Then you can see that even like 59 is 1%, 64, then something like that. Huh? Okay. So this is youngest to oldest. All right. Duration. Now, duration here, it's also is good to indicate that those who follow this retreat, those who participate for this retreat up to 28 to 30 days, there's approximately over 40 participants here. I put there approximately because of some yogis, they extended, some yogis, some meditators, they have like break their meditation like 10 days or 15 days, and after that they have to do something blank. After that they come back again for a number of days, you know. So after that, some of them from 2 weeks they extend to 1 month, some from 10 days they extend to 1 month, you know. So all these things, I didn't really go through the whole chart now. The whole, I mean, all my files in order to really exactly see, you know, because some of them extended and so on. So approximately there are over 40 participants who followed which is very good, because 40 participants who followed over up to 28 to 30 days. This is like half of the participants already. You know, this is half of the participants already. I was thinking that in the beginning part now, when I start this meditation, Metta Bhavana, I estimated that maybe by second week, only 1/3 only, maybe. The rest of that, bye-bye already, dare not go, you know. But after that, they meditate, they shock already, you know. They're hot already. Oh, they want to go further. Yeah, which is good, of course. You know, we try to accompany you, you know. So with that also, with all these things, we have to divide the interview, how especially the group B interview, B1, B2, and B3 interview. So sometimes especially in the beginning or the first week or the first 10 days, then we have almost per session, we have 20 over participants roughly, you know, in interview session, and then another 20. So per week there are already like six interviews for group B, because each group will be twice per week. Yeah? And plus with the group A, so altogether there's 8 interview sessions altogether per week. Yeah? For me, at least, you know, not for you, for me, in order to sit down together with all of you. Yeah? So the duration, and then the 10 days one, that one I didn't go in. 10 days, 2 weeks, I didn't go and look and do it too much, because there are also a number. Because after that, those who are 10 days then extend to 2 weeks again. So there are maybe about 10 or 15 like that in about 10. This one. So it's quite, the participants in this time is quite good, that at least you all can able to follow all the way through. One of the things that why you can able to follow all the way through is that also depending on my schedule, because my schedule is a very flexible schedule that you just have to achieve 2 hours per day. How you want to achieve it is I leave it up to you. Yeah? Just like we all nowadays are working at home, you know, as long as you give your company 8 hours or 10 hours per day, then how you want to do it, then it's up to you. Yeah? As long as you give that, then perfectly fine. Now I've seen some of meditation even in the online retreat, then they do it like exactly like in a retreat session. When you do it like in a retreat session, like, okay, like 4 o'clock, no, let's say like 5 o'clock you wake up, 5 o'clock to 6 o'clock you must sit, 6 to 7 you walk, and then you go for your own breakfast. Then after that 8 o'clock, then to 9 o'clock you come back again. They give you the schedule. Now, when they give you the schedule, so I think a lot of you may not able to follow the schedule. So they got this schedule, how many hours to do per day. So many of us were not able to follow. Some say they take it up, they take up the meditation, but do they actually able to follow through? So it's not easy to follow through for lay people, for those who are staying at home. So for me, I was thinking that it's better to give you all a flexibility and also not too many hours. Because too many hours also you cannot able to achieve that also for most of you. That if those can, then we go for more. If those cannot, then of course, then go 2 hours. Okay, what else? Okay, let's see what other countries here. So we have 3 from Singapore, we have 5 from Indonesia, 5 from Australia, and 5 from US, and most of the bulk is 65 from Malaysia. Now, one of the things is that why this country can join us is, again, here is because of a time zone. So here, like in Malaysia and US, it depends on where they are. It could be like 12 hours or 13 hours behind us. So 12 to 13 hours behind us. So that's why I start my Dhamma talk at 9 o'clock. So when I start at 9 o'clock, then there will be like 8 o'clock in the morning, or sometimes depending on 7, or depending, or in 9, that means there'll be a 9 in the morning, depending again. So again, like in Australia also, like if you are in Perth, then you'll be the same time as us. But if you are more like in the other on the eastern coast of Australia, then there'll be like 2 hours ahead or 3 hours ahead, depending also. So here and Indonesia, of course, is just 1 hour behind us. So in a way, also it's difficult for me to get those from European descent. Although I got a number of yogis there who. But then the thing is that when we are doing a Dhamma talk, in a Monday, Wednesday, Friday, then the European yogis will be in their afternoon, and 2 or 3 o'clock in the afternoon, and that will be difficult for them to participate with me. So they are still working, of course. So it's impossible for them because of a time zone. So you will see that these countries will be something like that because of a time zone and just able to fit into our this one. So these are the things, I think. That's it. So you'll see next time, not next time, sorry, no next time. You see that other times when you go for a retreat, mostly you will see this type of, generally this type of percentage that you're going to see. Okay, all right. Now, okay, what else? Next, I want to share to you with some of things that what are the things that you can further going to read about this 4 Brahma Vihara. And there's a number of books I will refer to. Although when you come into this meditation, it's again here you need a teacher. You cannot rely on the books. Although the books tell you a lot of things, but you need to have a teacher, especially with the initial development of the metta. Now, some of the books that I find it very useful in the understanding of this metta is this. Let me start off with the first one. Let me share the screen with you. Where is my... Okay. Let me share this screen with you. Wait. Now, this one for Brahma Vihara. This one is by Mahasi Sayadaw. You can get it from a BuddhaNet. BuddhaNet you can download in a hard copy or a soft copy. You can have a soft copy here. Here, this book, the Brahma Vihara, this one, it's an excellent book because this Mahasi Sayadaw has a tremendous amount of understanding of meditation, and also he's a very scholarly in that sense. And I mean, after all, he's the sixth council of Buddhism where they recite the whole Tipitaka. He is the questioner. He is the one that is the questioner, Puchaka. You question the one who. Then there's another Tipitaka Dara Sayadaw, Mingun Sayadaw, and he can able to recite all these things. So for you to be in that position to be a questioner, you also must be a very knowledgeable monk to be able to do that. So because of his knowledge and so on, so he got all these different books on meditation, Vipassana especially, and one of it is this Brahma Vihara Dhamma. This is the book. Now, there's a lot of things. It tells you from the beginning itself. For example, let me make it bigger. Like, how do you sit? What posture you have to do? What are the then all these things? How to develop 538 kinds of metta? It tells you all these things, and also it tells you from all the commentaries and Jataka tales and different suttas, and he put everything together, and it makes things very clear. It makes things very clear. But although the English sometimes there be a little bit of a translation problem, and the English may not be so smooth, but nevertheless you can able to understand the whole meaning of it, although the English may be a bit different. So they give you many stories about how this Metta and Brahma Vihara developed. So it is good that if you have the time and go and download this thing. Yeah? So after that, you have the second part of it. Then you talk about the Karuna part also, and also of course the Jhana part, and then later the Karuna part, the Mudita part, and so on. There are so many things, so many stories, and so many things that you can able to this one. Part 3 is on the, I think. Oh yeah, this is not the part 3 is on the Metta Sutta also. What? The Karaniya Metta Sutta, then you explain one by one what is the meaning of this Karaniya, Uju, Suhuju, and all these things. Must be frank, must be gentle, must be all these things, everything that you have recited, they tell you word by word what is all this meaning. Of course, we don't have the time to go through all those things, but if we one day, we perhaps we can go through all those things. So there are so many things that in the this one that you can able to read. So if you, this is the soft copy part, but if you want the hard copy part, is this one. Is the hard copy part. You can just, this is the hard copy. This is the hard copy here. But this is published very long ago. So what else? What other books? Let's see. What other books do I have? All right. Let me move this, and then okay. The next one also is good for me. For me is this Reverend Sujiva's book. This one, Meditation on Loving Kindness and Other Sublime States. This also you can download from the internet also, but also, of course, you have the hard copy too. Now, this Vener Sujiva wrote here on, this is like, this soft copy is in the 4th edition. I don't think it's easy for you to get this one. It's published by the Wisdom Center, and I find that this book is very useful and also very practical in the sense of like it has many ways of how people radiate metta and how to develop the metta and things like that, which is also very good for beginners. And also after that, it talks about the four Brahma Vihara. More systematic way of understanding of this metta and all the Brahma Vihara. So I find it that also this is also a very good book for if you want to know more about the metta. Yeah? There are several versions of this. There are first version, second version, third version, and fourth version. This one is the fourth version, which is, I think, is they produce it the following year of the third version. Yeah? So let me see. This one is let me, for example, this edition. Oh, this edition is the third version. Oh, this is the first edition, the revised second. Okay. So this edition is 2004. But I have a copy also. I have a hard copy also. Let me show you. Now in front of here, the hard copy here, it's with the pink rose. With the pink rose. This one is in the third edition, I think. This one is in the third edition. Which I find it that the book is good. One thing is that you want to know about all the things that we have talked before, and more. Then you can find it in this book. Now, also there's another book. But this one is very thin, very easy to understand. And this one is by, you can see, Four Sublime States. Four Sublime States by Nyanaponika Thera. This one is a German monk. He's a German monk, the late German monk. He already passed away, but his writing is wonderful. He wrote a number of books like called The Visions of Dhamma, and also the books are wonderful. It's they give you a very in-depth understanding of the Dhamma. I find that his writing is a very good, in the sense of to understand the Dhamma better. Now this one also you can get it from also the soft copy too. You can get it soft copy, the Four Sublime States. There you are. This is the book, the Four Sublime States by Nyanaponika Thera. Okay, let me go smaller a bit. Okay. So you can download this. You can download this from where? From BuddhaNet. Yeah, there's a number of books over there. So you can go through more of them. And this one is quite simple. This one about Brahma Vihara, maybe it will take you about half an hour or 45 minutes. You can able to finish this book already. They give you for those who love to read now, this one will be quite a nice book to this one. One of the things is that they give you the interrelationship of these four sublime states and how metta should balance with upekkha, with this and that and so on. It's quite interesting. Although it's a very thin book, it's only 30 pages only. Not too difficult. So if you want to know more about those things, so you can go. Now another book that I usually this one is from Visuddhimagga. A lot of things. I want to move. Okay, let me go to this Visuddhimagga. Path of Purification. All right. You normally when I quote a lot of things, I use this path of purification. Can you all see the path of purification? Okay. Now here usually I go, if you want to know about the metta thing, Brahma Vihara thing, this fall under third chapter. Third chapter is called the second under concentration, but this is under sorry, not third chapter already. This is will be on the, let me hold on. There. This is on the chapter 9. divine abidings. Here in this Visuddhimagga, you want to know all the 40 things about, and at least understanding about the 40 types of meditation, and then this Visuddhimagga is a very useful thing. But whether you can understand them and develop them, that's completely another thing. But generally, you want to understand what is this, all this about meditation. Then Visuddhimagga is one of the great source for you to this one. So a lot of our meditation, very Mahasi Sayadaw and so on, they derive a lot of it from Visuddhimagga, and also another one is Patisambhidamagga. Now this one, divine loving kindness. Let me go there. Okay, you see, divine abidings here, Brahma Vihara Nidesa. This is on this chapter. Then you see, here you should start. He asks you how you should start. He asks you to start with you should abandon hate or hatred, and develop patience. And you must have a lot of patience. You must see the disadvantages of all this hatred and the advantages of this patience. How you should start and so on. They tell you like everything. Slowly. It's not too difficult to understand. Once we have gone through this meditation, that you have gone through your trial and error over time, then these books are all quite useful. Don't think of it like it's very deep and so on, because that it is. You think of it very deep because you have not meditated before on it. But once you have meditated and have done through some explanation, next time you can able to sort of like put your attention to here and try to understand them, and it can be helpful to you. It's not much, actually. This one is not much. If you want to read through, maybe about 20 minutes or half an hour, you finish on this metta already. They tell you why is the opposite sex you cannot do, why the people that hostile to you are hostile, you the one that you are angry with, and so on. All these things, they tell you why those things, why the dead people you should not reach and so on, give it to things like that. They'll tell you all the things. So for example, what else? They tell you how the 528 ways of doing this, how all this getting rid of resentment or anger. This is how I got all these things. So it is interesting. It is interesting. Okay, let me see what else do we have. Let me go a little bit further. Let me go a bit further. Hold on. Even they talk about, let me see, they talk about the bandit. So that at one time I was saying that the metta finally must be equal in the sense that whether you are the one yourself, or the one that you have a lot of hatred, or those who hate you, or those who are very neutral to you. So all this simile is you got it from here in this Visuddhimagga. So there's a lot of things you want to know about Brahma Vihara. You can this one there. The characteristic of this is that suppose this person is sitting in a place with a dear, neutral, and a hostile person, himself being fourth. Then bandits came to him and said, "Venerable sir, give us a bhikkhu." On being asked, they say, "So that we may kill him and use the blood of his throat as an offering." Because of course I didn't say all these things, Then if that bhikkhu thinks, let them take this one or this one, that he has not broken down the barriers. And also if he thinks, let them take me but not these three, he has not broken down the barriers. Why? Because he seeks the harm of him whom he wishes to be taken, and seek the welfare of the welfare of the other only. But when But it is when he does not see a single one among the four people to be given to the bandits, and he directs his mind impartially towards himself and towards the other people, he has broken down the barriers. All these things are all inside here, and this one is already 2,000 years of knowledge. So it is interesting actually to understand this one. So. And then what else? They give you a number of explanation and so on. Direction, above, what do you mean by above, what do you mean by below, what do you mean by all around, what do you mean by certain direction, and so on. What do you mean by this being or that being? They give you explanation to give you a bit of clarity. So all these things I have mentioned, I also got it from here. But I put it in a way that simple for all of you to understand. Let me see what else. What else is there? Now this one also, he sleep in comfort. They explain what it mean by sleeping in comfort. What is mean by wake up in comfort. What it mean by no dreams. This one is all you can able to go through too. This is all I've seen. Then he says that the fighter poison weapons does not affect him. As I said, that day I said, I do not have this experience. But in this one, they says that here they have or there's certain explanation of it also. Then you have compassion. You have compassion, and also it's not long. It's not long. It's quite short only. After that, it's already gone into gladness already. Gladness here is the mudita already. So it's just not long. When it comes to the mudita, I was come to karuna and gladness and mudita and upeka, then it's not long because a lot of it is being explained by in the metta already. And a lot of things that what you can do in the metta, you can actually do it in karuna. So we stop sharing for this one. Okay, now here these books are to give you understanding of how, at least sometimes when you forget and we need to remember, we know where to source those things, from the book from Reverend Sujiva or Mahasi Sayadaw or the Visuddhimagga. These are great sources, and also I'm sure there are also other metta books also, that they are also very helpful, and also they're written. But although, of course, for all of us, we have an inclination to which book is we find it more suitable. So these are, I find it suitable. So hopefully you can download it, and when you're free and you're interested, read about it on further. Okay. So these are some of the things here. Now, what else? Oh, yes. So after this metta bhavana, what are we going to do? Now, what are the participants going to do? What are y'all going to do? Are y'all going to continue the metta, or are you going to go back to vipassana or your own meditation? Now, this one I've talked about it a lot during in the interview session actually. Not in the Dhamma talk, but I talked a bit in the interview session. In fact, that especially the last week of the interview, then as we're going to end this metta bhavana, then this is where a lot of us wants to whether should I stay with the metta or should I stay with or go back to vipassana? Here, it all depends on you. How much you want to go on this metta. There's no right way, or there is whether this is a good way for me or may not be a good way for you. It may be suitable for me, may not be suitable for you. So I find that it is important that you make your own judgment. But I can give you several options. Now we can give you several options that what you can do. Now, in order for you to develop something, the principle here is the mind. You want to to cultivate something, you need time. You really need time. You need time for the mind to dwell into that particular subject and develop it well. You cannot expect that you don't put in the time and you want some result. And you want some calm and peace and everything what people say. No, you're not going to get those things if you don't put the effort and time into it. So you need to put time into it. Now, the purpose we create this Metta Bhavana for 1 month, I could have done it for within like 3 days, just like a lot of all these online meditation right now, 3-4 days, and then they call it. But the thing I want to do it 1 month, because I know that if the yogi were to just put in the enough time and they put the dedication there, then there something will come up. I do not know how it will come up, because as I said, I've not done any in retreat before on this metta, but I know something is going to come up. It's just like because of experience of meditation. So I know something is going to come up. It's just that I need to give time to the yogis only, or yogis need to give time for themselves. So with that, you can see that after you give yourself some time, then you can see you can develop something. This is wonderful. So therefore, you need time and you need the effort to put into it, and then something will come out. Okay. Now after that, let's say if you want to develop, you want to go back to Vipassana again. Well, fine and good, no problem. Then again here, you completely stop the metta, and then go back to the Vipassana. When your mind wants to start off, may I be free from hell, and then put it aside, then come back to rising, falling, or whatever that you are doing. It will still come back again. You come back again, then you got to push it, the metta got to push it out, and then use back to your rising and falling, or your in-breath, out-breath, depending on what you are doing. So again here, you got to spend some time with the Vipassana. You spend some time for Vipassana until you feel that is enough. Then later part, you want to switch over to metta, for example. So spend about 2-3 weeks, 4 weeks, 1 month, until you kind of like lose steam, or the mind is not so inclined into Vipassana for a while, and then you find that you need to develop the metta. Then that time metta, spend some time with the metta. Then again here like 2 or 3 weeks with metta. Just don't do this metta as touch and go. For a lot of us, before we start this meditation, a lot of us just touch and go this metta, not then just aware of the metta, just do a little bit, like 10 minutes, 15 minutes, then only we start with the meditation. Then here we don't really develop the metta well. So if you really want to develop the metta well, you need to develop, you've got to put some time into it. So after that, you want to spend some time with the Vipassana, then go ahead. Then make sure that the metta don't come in. And when you do Vipassana, or when you do back to metta, you make sure that all the Vipassana object you put aside. So that also you go through the experience, especially in the first week. For those who have done Vipassana practice before in the past, that you can see that a number of us struggle with all this Vipassana object is keep on coming in. They are all ready at the corner while they are doing metta, while they are pee pop, everything's are moving at the corner. But then, because of, I mentioned again and again, you got to push these Vipassana objects aside. Then that time, slowly and slowly, you can see that the Vipassana objects all fade away, or they don't come in, and then only the metta comes in on it. And that is wonderful, because now you can able to learn how to switch the mind. It's a training. It's a training that you can able to do these things. So it's training. It take you some time for your mind to able to switch from one meditation to another meditation. So next time, when you're more skillful, you can actually do it more frequently. The changes can come in more frequently, in the sense that you can spend one morning per sitting with metta, the rest of the afternoon with all the way with Vipassana, or you want to spend one morning for Vipassana, the rest of the afternoon metta, also can. because that time the skill in the switching of the mind is so much more greater. But all these things comes in with training. It comes with training. So this metta are going to be very helpful, and if you know how to do it, if you know how to do it, you develop it well, then we can able to spread this metta for ourselves and towards others so much more greater in depth. Not just scratching on the surface only. So this is about something like that on this metta bhavana. So more or less we stop here. Now, what are we going to do next? I tell you what, this Wednesday and Friday, I need to take off. I need to take MC for myself because too much interview already. It's the stress still inside there. I need to go and undo, go and walk around, Anyway, I got a few other things I need to do. Then we come back on the next Monday. Yeah, we come back on the next Monday, and then next Monday we're going to look into metta a little bit more. But this time is more on the theory. As I said, I'm going to look into the jhana itself. We're going to look into the jhana, how we can actually able to achieve, arouse that, see this jhana, develop this jhana. And by understanding this jhana also, even in metta jhana, you open up doors for all jhanas already. Then you finally, whether you're doing anapana, or whether you're going to go do karuna, or whether you're going to do 32 parts of the body and so on, you're going to open up a lot of areas in samatha meditation. All you need to do is understand and develop until at least reaching the first jhana. That also we're going to do. And also in the following week also, we're going to start off with this guided meditation on karuna already. We're going to stop this metta, we're going to do on karuna. Okay? So, all right, that's it for tonight.